tardes, ¿cómo estamos? Serious Tejano Nation. Here, this is Joe here with Miss Cindy Ramos of Cindy Ramos y su conjunto. We apologize for a little bit of technical difficulties we've had with Kelly. We'll go ahead and start this interview, and then we'll have Kelly pick up where we left off. Excuse my mess. I'm a little bit all messed up. I'm over here in West Texas working, so I just didn't have a chance to kind of get ready for the interview. But let's please welcome Cindy Ramos y su conjunto y su
Hello,
grupo.
everybody. Hello to all the Serious Tejano listeners, Crystal City, and all the areas around Crystal City.
So Cindy, tell us a little bit of the band. How's the band? How are you all doing? How are you enjoying your break
Good.
right now? Like I
Yeah,
understand you're at peak.
the guys are doing great. I do want to send a shout out to them. I don't know if they're watching, if they are watching. So shout out to my accordion player Javier Solano, my right hand man and left hand, everything. My husband, of course, our manager Omar. He's out working actually, so I don't think he's gonna listen to this interview. I'm all on my own today, and of course,
I was about to say because I believe.
usually he's always behind the cameras and he's always like, come on, you have to get on and get ready and this and that. No, but no, he's been he just came back from Michigan and he's been working, so I'm gonna do this all on my own today. But yeah, and then also to my bajo
Oh,
player, Coco Vasquez here in Laredo, um, Jorge Vasquez, my bass player, Fonz Martinez, and also my drummer that's in San Antonio, Vicente Rodriguez. So yeah, shout out to them. We all are good. We're enjoying the summer. I'm already out on vacation, so we're having a good time.
so 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 Cindy, tell us a little bit about how the band has been doing at midway through the year through this year. I know you've been playing you've been very active. As a matter of fact, you were up in Victoria. As a matter of fact, as well, performing there.
Yes.
How was that experience?
Well, we did do some very good shows recently. One of them was Memorial Bash. So a shout out to Salazar Promotions for giving us the opportunity. We were there Memorial Day, of course. We kicked off the show Friday, so it was amazing. Every year, this is our second year doing it. The first year we went, it was an awesome experience, and this time was even better. They had people waiting in line to go in, and it was a beautiful audience, and the people of Victoria, they love Tejano Conjunto music. Um, and yeah, we had a great time. They had a lot of bands, and we were just honored to be there, and thankful they gave us the opportunity.
That's great. That's awesome. So Cindy, I know that a few months ago you released your latest single, which has been out, and we have it on rotation here in Sirius Tejano.
Thank you.
What are the plans right now with the band as far as the album or any album
So we're
releases,
we're
any new music?
we're still waiting on the finishing up the album. So we've got a couple of more singles coming out, which is one that I just finished with the vocal tracks, and we're just waiting for the master to receive the master, and we're gonna be releasing it this summer. So right after Perdóname, we wanted to go back to our conjunto, you know, um, sound. So it's a conjunto song, and it's an original song that I wrote. Not really anybody's story, just I guess every woman's story. So we want to focus more on original music, and that's what we're going to be releasing. So the next one will be original, and the next two will be as well.
Oh, nice. That's very very nice. So let's talk about touring. Any touring you have coming up
Um,
in the near
we
future?
do. We will be doing some festivals that I've been looking forward to doing, and we're also waiting on some confirmations as well. But we'll be going to the Valley. We'll be in San Antonio as well, and we might be going as well. Up the Crystal City Eagle Pass area, which is where we're trying to get into that area, and it'll be something new for us because we haven't really done that area before. And we're hoping that we'll also be going to Beeville as well. So returning to Beeville. So we're looking forward to those
Nice.
gigs, and this summer, I wanted to finish the music, which we already did, and I want to really go on the road for radio tours again, which is now that I'm on vacation, which is something I want to focus on because I do want to promote my original music, my writing, and let's see where it takes us. So I want to really focus on that this summer.
That's great. That's great. Now, Cindy, one other question. How long have you been singing, and how long has the band been together? What was the inspiration to get you started into the Tejano or into the conjunto music and your band, and how you make it all work, especially knowing that you're a teacher and that
Yes.
I mean, everybody has a full-time job, and coordinating to be able to perform. How's Tell us a little bit about that.
So, I've been doing music for years, ever since I was a teenager here in Laredo. I would sing with local bands, and I went on the road with a popular '90s band, Inocencia, for about a year, and so actually have been doing it for a long time. Um, Once I, decided to go back to school, have my family, I did stop for a while, but recently we came back, we recorded, and we decided to try out different genres to see where I would sound better, what would fit me. And we recorded our first album that had every genre in it. Tejano conjunto, had mariachi, it had a little bit of everything, and we seemed to just fit better with conjunto. Then we decided to do our second album, which is all conjunto, which is what we're doing now. And so it's been a long time with the band. Cindy Ramos hizo conjunto. I think we're going on about four years that we've
Okay,
been together, that we've been recording our new music and our new sound, and we plan to take it further. And a lot of people don't, they kind of get surprised because they say, what do you mean, like, how long have you been doing it? And they really don't know, because I
right.
was actually started out locally, and until now that we started to travel, we started to bring our music, you know outer Laredo, and even, we went to Vegas, took it out of state, and we're hoping to do even more of that.
Good. So right now, your music, who's your main distributor that distributes the Cindy Ramos y su conjunto music to all the radio stations and
So right
DJ?
now, yeah, we have been working with Myra D. Everybody knows Myra, right?
Right.
She's awesome. She's super good to us, and she's helped us, she's guided us, and she's just been there for us. And we're very lucky to be working with her. A lot of artists work with her, and she does great in the industry. Honestly, she does a great job. And so I want to continue working with her. um, we want to continue to record in the studio with Pablo Banda. He had been we've been in the studio with him and recording this new music, the cumbia that you all have been playing, Mingo Special. Everything was done in his studio. um, he did some of the instruments, but the other instruments were my guys, and we're very proud of everything we're putting out, and we're ready to put out some more music.
That's great. That's really great. Now, Cindy, I know you mentioned you're a mom as well.
Yes.
So your kids, being I know Omar is pretty much like your manager, so
Yes.
he'll travel with you. But your kids, how supportive are your kids knowing that, hey, my mom's a Tejano artist, she has to travel. How did the kids react, or
They were not that supportive at the beginning, because I always did it locally. I was always in Laredo. Yeah, I would, when they were small, I would still sing every now and then. It wasn't an every weekend type of job that I had, but it wasn't too much. But once we started going on the road, it was a little bit hard. Now they were a lot older,
Mhm.
and but they still need their mom, and now it's a lot different. Now they're already in their 20s. My kids are going to college, they're young adults, and they actually now help me a lot with my fur babies now.
Right,
So they help me, but they're very supportive now. They're not really into the genre that I sing. They're into their own genre and
right.
their own thing. but they're proud, and they're very proud of all the things that we've done and how hard we work, because we gotta admit this is a lot of work. It's a lot of responsibility, and staying in the business, staying relevant, it takes a lot, even from in a family dynamic. So Omar and I try to keep it together, and we work together, which is the good thing. And I think it's been working out fairly well.
That's great. That's really great, especially the supporting, having your family support you, your husband support you. I mean, that's great. It's a great teamwork, organizing and just planning what the next the next gig will be. So that's pretty great. Now, Cindy, where can people find the Cindy Ramos y su conjunto music at? Do you have any platforms, YouTube channels, social media pages? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Omar takes care of all the promotion, social media, and we have everything. Honestly, I know we have he has a YouTube channel, Cindy Ramos y su conjunto. All the performances that we've done, all the shows, even the Monterrey show that we did, everything you can find on our YouTube channel, Cindy Ramos y su conjunto. He's a great camera guy, and he's very, um, very camera savvy. He knows all of that. So, our videos are really, really good. Or even our photos, and we got to give credit to him because he's been able to capture some amazing, amazing performances. And so yeah, we have our YouTube channel. You can find all our performances there. Usually, when promoters ask for a like videos or music, it's very easy. It's very easy to send it out because everything is just there on the channel. So usually we tell them, yeah, go on the channel and log in and watch the videos. It's the whole show. So you can find it again on our YouTube channel, Cindy Ramos y su conjunto. I know we've also got TikTok, we've got Instagram and Facebook. A lot of promoters get in touch with us through Facebook, which is something that now everybody's using. It's something that's free, and it's a tool,
Right.
resource, and it's out there. So we really take advantage of all of that we have. So look for us there, and in wherever and anywhere that you can download music, digital music, you will find Cindy Ramos y su conjunto, including, I know there's YouTube Music, Apple Music, Spotify. There's
Right.
so many platforms now, and yeah, just look for Cindy Ramos, and you'll find all of my two albums, my recent singles, and my newest music. You'll find everything there.
Great. That's awesome. So I will be stepping away from this interview. Please welcome la comadre Kelly D. She's finally
Yay!
here. Give it up for Kelly. Cindy,
Sorry.
es un placer y un honor de
Thank
hablar
you
con
so
ustedes.
much.
So, ahí seguimos hablando. Me
Yes.
despido. Cindy and Kelly, take it away.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you so much for being patient. I'm sorry, you guys. When
Um,
there's so much going on in my life right now, I try to manage everything, and sometimes everything doesn't go as planned. So
yes.
it's this life. So Miss Cindy, when I heard that I was gonna get you, and I know I had spoke to you, and I said, man, we need you in the studio at the gala and everything, and I'm so glad we were able to make this possible, and we're here with you today, and for the surrounding areas, just to get to know who Cindy Ramos is and her conjunto band, and spread the word. I know a lot of the times in our area, it gets lost on new artists, or
Mhm.
like especially in the conjunto era, there's so limited of women in it,
Oh,
and
yes.
that are in there. I mean, it the support is there, but it's there, but kind of not there.
But
So,
it's not.
so I've seen you perform in several festivals and several occasions, and
Hey.
man, you've gotten a great response. People are really, your name is out there. Your name is really out there, and they're interacting with you. They're loving your music. It's como te digo, it's very limited to have a conjunto woman
Yes,
in
it
the
is.
industry. And
Mhm.
I mean, I tell you, you're doing a good job. I mean, you were at the Memorial Weekend. It's kind of hard to get a woman at the Conjunto
Oh,
Festival.
God.
We call it the biggest event, around this time and
Yes,
Memorial Weekend, for you to be out there and do that. And I saw the crowd there cheering you on. I saw a lot of videos.
beautiful. It was a beautiful experience.
That is I mean, that was so great to see you be put out there. Sometimes I always say, man, there's only so many women they put out there. There's always either two or one woman that is gonna
Mhm.
go to that event. And to see that you were on there, and of course my comadre Stephanie and stuff like that.
Of
Just
course, yeah.
yes, and then I think Amanda Solis even performed, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so I mean to see women actually making their ways in some of these festivals, right? Because like I said,
yeah.
the women don't get the support as a man gets, right?
No, we don't. We
Yeah,
don't.
and I think a lot of, I mean, promoters do a good job trying to get a great lineup, but you gotta feed the men the way you feed the women, you gotta feed the men too, because the men want to see a woman as well. I mean, both ways, but
I agree with you. I always say that. You got to put a woman on the show. Men want to see women too.
yes, yes, and like I said, I mean, all for you. You're doing an amazing job.
Thank
Um,
you.
like for women in the era right now, and the women are trying to get into the industry, right? What kind of advice can you give them besides, you, even though we know that we consider you kind of new, but I'm pretty sure you had to go through a lot of obstacles.
Oh gosh, yes. Every time they ask me that, I make sure I'm gonna say this. Every time they ask me, what would you say to a new female coming into this industry? Girl, you gotta have thick skin. 'Cause that's the only way you're gonna make it. Oh my goodness. It's been so hard, and there's been um so many obstacles, so many people that I mean, they actually hang up the phone and say, no, no sé quién es, y lo cuelgan, and
Yes.
through all of that. Promoters also that have not, absolutely not, right away they tell us so. But there have been some awesome promoters like Frank Salazar that, gave us the opportunity. And we did Memorial Bash, and it was amazing. There's been people like Tejano Conjunto Festival, Christina Bali, she's amazing. They give
Mhm.
us the opportunity every year, and because of them, we get to be, people see us and they start requesting us. And there's people like Bino G, Fanfare,
Mindset.
Radio Office, when they have their events. There's been those people, they give us the opportunity, and because of them, we get called for gigs, and we get to go out there and take our music and take our show, and every year it gets a little better.
Yeah, so I don't
But
know.
it's very hard, Kelly.
Yes, I'm pretty sure. I think I even saw right. I don't know if it's an old post or it's for the post for the fall in September that you got invited to the Conjunto Festival.
For Bevo, is that Bevo?
I'm thinking. I don't know. I just saw it on your post earlier today about you getting invited to in
Yes.
September for
Yeah,
a Conjunto
we're doing
Festival.
Bevo in September. I do recall that. That's one of the. We're doing another Conjunto festival that is in October, but
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
sure if I can mention it yet. But that's been confirmed as well. I just don't think they've announced it yet. But
Okay.
we'll be doing that one as well. And I think those are the two festivals that are Conjunto festivals that I had been wanting to get into. And yeah, they're giving us the opportunity this year. So
Awesome,
we're
awesome.
happy, so happy
Yes,
about
yes. I applaud you for that. I mean, I know. I'm pretty sure you have a lot of goals, and you're barely getting through some. And I mean, your music that you have out there, it's a really, really good music, ¿verdad? A lot of people say, oh, pues, ¿tú crees que la mujer puede dar el mismo ánimo como un hombre al conjunto? Well, let me tell you, you do.
that.
You do. You
It all
do.
starts
I
with
mean,
my musicians, actually. I have amazing musicians. My band is, uh, I don't know, to me, top notch, and they know it. And we sent a shout out to each one of them earlier with Joe, but it all starts there too. Because you can be really good, but if you don't have the right people backing you up, it's not going to sound good. So
yes,
you
yes.
guys are very knowledgeable in the conjunto genre. They've been doing it for years, so they know, what they're playing, what they're doing. So I'm very lucky to have them.
Mhm. Yeah, so like I said, I mean, like you said, it always takes an army to be
Yeah.
at your best. So you having your band behind you and supporting you, and it really does take, like what they say, a village, a what I
Mhm.
and all that stuff. So what you're doing and what your band does for you, it's showing off the chemistry and the way you guys work, and look at where you're headed, right? You're opening things here and there, doors are opening for you. I mean, it's a great accomplishment. If you really look at it, if you can go back to say, man, I had said I want this, look at where I'm at. So now doing all that and having, your foot a little bit in the door, where
Mhm.
do you see yourself going now with doing all these things? Like, what is it your main biggest goal of doing the conjunto industry or the Tejano industry?
Well, we when we started this conjunto project, we had a bucket list, my guys and I, and
Mm-hmm.
we've been wanting to do all these venues and shows, and we pretty much kind of checked off most of them on the bucket list. And it seems like now I feel like we need to bring something different to the table, which is what I've been really thinking of, and I've been, analyzing, and I kind of want to do something a little bit different with conjunto, with the genre that I'm doing, and that's in my plans. And
Okay.
you'll probably be noticing it in the music, because I think it's time. It's time to change it a little bit, to maybe make it more progressive, which is really our goal when we started, was to make conjunto a little bit more progressive with the sound that we're doing. And
Mm-hmm.
but I think we're gonna take a little, step it up a little bit more, and so those are my plans. And also to do the venues that are still on that bucket list that we still have not been able to check off, but we will, and believe me, there's days that I don't want to do it anymore. I mean, the no's have gotten so um common, it's just a no, a no, a no, and
Yeah.
for every yes there'll be like 10 no's. So, it's really hard, but we
Yeah.
gotta keep at it. And it's all about also uh putting out, being the example for others, for other females
Mhm.
out there. Because you talk
Yes.
about the female in this industry. um I want to see more females out there trying and having their band and putting out music, writing, which is really the hardest in this industry, is to keep your band, is to write the music, go in the studio, record. It's the hardest part. And
Yes.
but it's not impossible. So, my goal is to see more of that in females, for females to do this more, to bring out, their talent, their what they can do in this industry. And of course, to see more females in shows like the shows that we've done in festivals, and to see more of that out there.
Yes, and like I right now in the industry, I mean, I know a lot of people came out with a lot of EPs and albums and all this stuff. It has been very busy, and I started to get the hype again, because it seemed like it was slow and there's not a lot of things going on at a moment, and you're like, okay, what's going on with the industry? It's too quiet. Not a lot of people putting out music and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden, I see all these albums being put out, all these singles and all that stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're back in rhythm again. How we're so used to new music coming out every once a month, every two
Yeah,
or once a month or whatever. And then when I saw, like, it was just a bunch, like more than
we're
five
happy.
or six, I was all like, okay, I guess that's what they were doing. That's why it was so quiet. They were finishing up albums and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, like, with yourself, Miss Ramos, are you planning to do an album that, or
Yeah.
a album?
Yeah, I take it like we do like to plan ahead, but I take it as also because I like to write my songs. Yeah, we do
Mhm.
covers, we do, and everybody does, right? But
Yes.
I think it's time now for me to do my own music, my own songs that I write, because
Hmm.
I've always written music. Um, and I think it's time for me to do that. So we do have, music that's waiting to be released, music that's waiting to be mixed and mastered. that we will be releasing in the future. But now it's my goal is to do my own music, and so that's taking a while. But the album is in the plans. The singles are in that vault. They will be released, but only because I want to do this as my music now. We did a lot of covers, and we did
Mhm.
pretty well with those covers. And I think it's time for my own writing, my own music out there. And of course, the guys create beautiful, beautiful melodies, and we create so much in the practice room, and I want to show off more of that. So I want to bring that into the album, and if it takes a little bit more time, then that's fine. But we will be putting out singles as
Yes.
they go, and as I'm being more creative in my mind and writing more, be going into the studio and recording more music.
Yes. One of the songs I like that you put out there is "Perdóname."
Really?
Yes, and I love the cover to it. I loved it.
Oh,
I
my
loved
hair.
the. I was like, I wonder if any of that was her idea.
It was. Well, the thing is that everywhere that we play, or
Mhm.
everybody, they'll always send me messages about my hair all the time. And even like my friends, or like where I work, they'll always tell me, "Where do you do your hair?" And it's always about my hair. They always tell me about my hair, and I say, "You know what? Let's showcase my hair." I told my husband, "Why don't we do a cover where all my hair is all crazy?" And so that's where the idea came out. It wasn't really his idea this time, because he's the one that always does the covers, and he comes up with all the ideas. This time it was my idea, but I
It's
told
because
him, "Let's do this."
your hair looks so healthy.
That's what they always tell me. That's what they always tell me. And what shampoo do you use? And what do you put in your hair? And who cuts your hair? And so,
Yes.
my hair has always been the topic. So I
No,
said,
this
let's
is good,
showcase
a
my
good that like I said, that's a beautiful cover. It brings out a lot of you, and I
hair.
like that you related yourself to that. And like I said, I that's one of the songs I relate to. Perdóname. It's a great song. I mean, I know you come up with other music out there, and it's really good as well. I keep pushing. I mean, I know a lot of people get discouraged because there's one door closes. Sometimes that door closes, but it opens up two, three, four opportunities. So
Yes.
don't let one door just define who you are. And I've told this to a lot of the artists, like what keep going. Muchas oportunidades. There's so many opportunities. I mean,
Mhm.
and there's there's music and ability to perform because there's room for everybody.
There's room for
And
everybody.
everybody has their own style. Everybody. I mean, a lot of people judge people because they do covers and stuff, pero even the well-known industry people, established artists do
Mhm.
covers. So I hate when they keep saying that. Oh boy, it's a cover. Well, Frontera's done covers and look where they've gone.
Yes, exactly. I was gonna say that.
Yeah, I go into college done some covers and look at where they're at. I mean, sorry, my brother's because he's here and but no, yes, a lot of the of artists out there. I mean, they some of them even started doing that, and that's how they got recognized, and they're where they're at. And there's
Mhm.
nothing wrong with doing covers like that, and keep going. Don't let that define you. You're doing good. Look at one door closes, and look at what you've done so far. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot more growth in you. Muchos always said, "Oh, I'm okay. I'm satisfied with what I'm doing," but don't always just sit on that satisfaction because in reality, there's always growth. Always growth.
Yeah.
So I
And
mean,
I like the way you think. Everything you're saying is actually what I'm thinking. So, girl, we connect there.
yes, yes, so we're always here. Our station always tries to help out our artists. I mean, I know a lot of people say, "Oh, Pose, you're not the top, stations," but you know what? We don't have to be the top stations, but we give these people opportunities, and
Yeah.
even if they don't get too much of the recognition, you can say, you know what, they gave me a chance. It wasn't just, oh, but no sé quién eres, I don't know your music, I don't know this and that. We still give you the chance, and if people pick up on what they like and what they see, we did our job. we did our job. I know a lot of people say, well, but you're not really making the industry any better. You're kind of hurting it. Yes, but no, because sometimes some artists do need the criticism. I know some of them don't take it very well, but
Mhm.
some of them do need it. And when they hear it, they end up coming out with better stuff and better stuff and better stuff. So, you
Of
know,
course.
it's always opportunities. Opportunities are open to a lot of artists here, and we try to help them as much as we can. And yes, I know there's a lot of artists out there, lot of artists, and they get the door closed, but
Oh yeah.
don't give up. That's the main thing. It's like with everything in life, even in personal life, you feel like, oh, there's a struggle or there's this. It always gets better at the end of the what they call the end of the tunnel, end of the road. It's always beautiful and there's a light. So keep fighting, keep going. Like I said, Miss Cindy, I mean, I I love what you're doing. Keep doing it. I'm a big fan. Um,
You.
can't wait to see what else you come up with. Um, maybe you work with somebody, made a do a collab with somebody. Um, maybe like hint to the artists who are out there.
Yeah, I would love to do a collab with another conjunto artist, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say the name.
No, we kind of want to keep secrets, guys. So she's not gonna say. But I want to say hello to a lot of the artists.
Yeah.
Artists. I want to say hello to a lot of the artists that tune in. It's not coming up completely on here, but I do see some. I see Miss Norma. Saludos.
Saludos.
Saludos, Miss Mary Jane. Johnny
Mary Jane. Arizona,
is Johnny J Martinez. Saludos, saludos, Richie.
right?
Yes, Richie.
Yeah, he's my friend.
Yes, Richie Sosa, saludos, saludos. Thank you
Saludos.
guys for everybody that's tuned in, everybody that's watching, or you're gonna end up watching later on and re-watch our show. Thank you guys so much. It's the fans and the people that make these artists to keep going, and it's because of the artists that produce or give out music for us to keep playing music and be able to showcase them and stuff like this or at festivals or anything that has anything to do with the Tejano industry or the punto industry. But if you guys want to reach out to Cindy, I mean, Cindy, you have a somebody that does your promotion stuff, right?
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier, but I'll mention it again. We have all our digital platform, um, Facebook, of course, YouTube. We have our YouTube channel. We have our TikTok, Instagram, and all of our music on all digital platforms where you can download music. You can find Cindy Ramos y su conjunto. You just have to search it up. So yeah, and for bookings, you can always, my husband is our manager and the one that takes all the bookings, and we'll have also Javier Solano help us as well. He'll help us, especially because we've got our jobs and it's kind of hard for just
Yeah,
him to do everything. So I help him sometimes, and Javier helps us as well. So you can give us a call or send us a message on Facebook. We're very good at answering right away, all three of us, and that's usually where we get our bookings is through Facebook. They send us a messenger message. So get in touch with us if y'all are interested in having us, um, especially Crystal City and areas where we haven't been before. They had
yes,
been asking us to go to, I think it was Los Fresnos. I think somebody was messaging me for
Los
us to go over
Fresnos.
there. I think it's Los Fresnos and in the valley. And I'll say it, how I always say it to everyone. You have to request us on venues. You request us to the radio stations, and that's the way they'll get in touch with us. And we try. We go out there, we try to contact promoters and venues, but if y'all want us to go, you gotta help us as well, because we're
Yes,
ready. Just
yes.
just waiting for the calls.
Yes, you know what? We do get a lot of promoters that tune in sometimes, watch a little bit of our lives and stuff like that. So everybody out there that has festivals, I mean, I'm pretty sure you do quinceañeras, you do
Of course.
weddings, you do, little gatherings and stuff like that. You guys want a band? You're looking for a band, and if you're really into conjunto, I know in the valley les gusta mucho el conjunto.
Yeah.
I know out here like Eagle Pass and all that stuff, Del Rio and all, they like conjunto music. So everybody out there, if you are looking for a band, reach out to Cindy Ramos and her conjunto. I mean, you won't be disappointed. She's been in a lot of the festivals in San Antonio. If you've been in
Yeah.
San Antonio to the festivals out there, I mean, she's been out there. She, made an appearance at Victoria Memorial Weekend. I mean, if you were out there and you loved it, spread the word. That's all it takes for these artists. Is spread the
That's all
word.
it just to mention our name.
Mention the name, give them the opportunities. It only takes one person to give somebody an opportunity so they could keep going, guys. I always say that. I always say that it's just takes one person
One
because
person. Yeah.
yeah, and even when the artists perform, you could be performing to 100 people, but do you think you're gonna reach those 100 people? Out of those 100 people, say 10 people, like, man, she's awesome. They're the ones that are gonna take you to the top. They're the ones that are gonna be spreading the word and stuff like that. So if you feel like sometimes your concerts are pues on my 20 people, but out of those 20 people, you're gonna make an impact at least on some
And
of
those
them.
20 people that you reach are the ones that are going to follow you at other venues. And,
Yes,
and and then they tell you their beautiful stories and oh, your song was our wedding song or special things like that and that's when you know
yes.
it's all worth it.
Yes, yeah. And like I said, Miss Cindy, I mean, I even say that. I mean, um I always say myself, I'm not a DJ. Yes, I do rate like this stuff, I DJ music and stuff, but a fan before I am all this. So I connect to a lot of artists, like I've been around a lot of the artists and was having the connection of being real close to Stephanie Montiel. I guess my best friend is Cari Carina, and like
Oh,
being around all them, AJ Castillo, Ricardo Castillon, all those I've been around. And I mean, what they call a groupie, right? That's what they say. Ah, pues eras groupie. I mean, I guess if you want to define it, it could be called a groupie, but I just love the music, right? So
yeah.
being around at venues and events, I love it. I love it, and I love what everybody's doing. I love what you're doing. Um, I'm
Yeah.
always a big fan. Like I said, I cannot wait to see what else you put out there, and
Oh, wow.
I hope to catch you. I want to catch you live. I've
You
been
need to
trying
see our show. You need to see our show live. You need to be
to.
there.
Yeah,
People
so
always tell me, I've seen you in videos and I've heard of you, but I had never seen you live.
yes,
And they love it. They love our show, but you got to come out and see it.
yes, yes. So hopefully, my schedule's so crazy. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I can do some stuff and be able to catch you and for all the people that don't know out there, Miss Cindy Ramos is a teacher. So
Yes,
you
I
guys,
am.
she she takes care of y'all's kids. She's the second mom.
I
for her
am.
to for her to do that as her daily job and still be able to give 100% to you guys after what she does in the classroom, that shows a lot of her and what a lot of value of her, that she just loves it. You could tell this woman, Miss Cindy Ramos, is not just doing it because pues it's extra money, it's this and that. She does it because she loves it, and you can see it. You can see it, and like I said, you can have a regular job, but this is like a hobby to you, like this is your scapegoat to do this, and I I applaud you because I know what it takes to be a teacher because of all the
Yes.
friends that I have that go through that obstacle and
Work.
work and
For the challenge and I love doing stuff all the time. I can't be without doing nothing, so I'm gonna
mhm,
keep on hasta que Dios quiera and I'll
yes.
still be
So
doing this and
so do your kids, like, do you have Instagram or TikTok that they go, hey miss, we saw you, and you be like, no, that's my twin, I don't know what you're talking about.
I was at a campus for 20 years
Hmm.
uh, last school year and all the kids would follow me, even other grade levels they would follow me and the parents knew me. And so this year I moved to another campus and after 20 years I moved to a new campus, so they don't really know yet, over here what I do on the side. It's
Hmm.
very very few. My students didn't know yet, and I never say, because I just, I like to keep it separate. But
Yes.
but yeah, it's happened to me. Open houses, parents are like, usted es la que canta, and they see all my videos, and they still follow me. The other school where I was at, they still follow me, and the kids always send me messages and stuff. And yeah, it's nice.
Good. I love hearing that. I love that you being that and the kids follow you. It keeps our tradition going. You know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of people say that the tradition gets lost because they're listening to a lot of the music that's out there. A lot of
Mhm.
the music. There's some music out there that I'm like, they really put this in the radio, like,
Actually,
yeah. So I'm like, but to keep our tradition and what we call it, this is like a culture to it, right? The Tejano, the Conjunto, all that. And a lot of the kids, plus, they don't get that because a lot of the parents are young, right? And they didn't get, they lost themselves from not listening to it. So, like, us around my age and stuff like that, plus, what was your Saturday, Sunday days? You hear the radio, you're either gonna clean the house or I hint there at the house to you're gonna celebrate something, right? You hear the music, right? The playing. So that was our era. I know now they don't really do that. It's always the kids are awake all night playing their PlayStations or whatever. Back in the
yeah,
day, it was like you hear the music, there was a fiesta, or you had to clean, or things like that, and it got kind of got lost. But having like people like you and other people that do kind of I seen giving back for the youth, and I mean that's what it takes because we don't want it to get lost. Because I know a lot of people say, oh, the Tejano industry, all this stuff is dying. No, it's not. It only dies if you let it die. If you
yeah.
don't show it in your household, right?
Mhm.
So I mean, I think the conjunto is kind of considered as the same with the tejano because a lot of people say pues uh regional mexicano, right? That's what they kind of put it now. So a lot of the conjunto kind of gets lost through that too. But I mean, it's just a culture. The tejano industry is a culture. It's something we us tejanos, we say, right? Us tejanos kind of live on. And what you're doing, Miss Cindy, I can't wait to see if you'll transition some of your music into like cumbia, tejano, pero conjunto flair. You know what I mean? And
Exactly. So,
I can't wait to see what you put out there. And like, I,
I really can't say a lot, but things like that similar are in the plans. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm
yes,
gonna keep on writing. I'm gonna keep on putting music out there, and we just hope that people like it and that people identify with it because
yes,
there were some females that were telling me they like Perdóname, and it's probably because of the story. A lot of us always identify with the songs that we hear, and that's what I like. I like to. Everything that I write is never my story, but I still like to put it out there and to write it. And it could be a show that I'm watching, a movie I'm watching, but I like to do that because us females, we like to identify with everything.
yes, definitely. And we're
Yeah,
not just always toxic as guys, okay? It's
no.
stuff.
But no, I mean, I totally understand where they come from. So I try to put stories out there, the stories that happen to a lot of us, and it's life.
Yes, yes,
It's
that's just
nice when you hear it in a song and it touches you. That's what I like, and that's why we put music out there, and we do all the hard work that comes with it.
yes, it's music to the soul. You know how they say, right?
Yeah,
If a lot of people, you could be going through a rough patch or a rough life, and you hear a song, you're like, man, I felt like that song just spoke to me and gave me, gave me a boost to be like, no, don't give up. Other people go through it, and you're not the only one, and you know,
yeah.
you just relate to a lot of the music. And like I said, Miss Cindy, our station's always here for you.
Thank you so
We're
much.
here always to support you. Whatever you need, always come back to us. Say you in a couple of weeks or whatever, be like, hey, you know what? I have this new song. I want to promote it. I want to get on the radio. Let's try to push it a little bit. You're always welcome here. I know a lot of people say, hey, well, you said that, but you're not available. I'm like, hey, we do get busy. I mean, we're so limited, and a lot of people like coming to us, and I love that. I love that you guys are welcoming us to be able to showcase you and your music. We appreciate everybody that comes through here, and we always leave doors open as much as we can and try to fit you in. And like I said, Miss Cynthia, I hope que puro pa adelante for you.
Yeah.
Blessings to you. Uh,
Thank you.
yeah, I
Thank you.
wish you all the best. And to our Spanish Festival Association, remember she reached
We're
out,
ready.
but yeah, I don't want to put them in the spot and be like, hey, why'd you do that? But
Yeah.
no, no,
It would be awesome. We've been trying to get the opportunity to take our music a little farther and more to
yeah.
the area where you're from. Because we
Mhm.
do get a lot of people. Honestly, we do get a lot of people that send us messages. Usually, they send me messages. Anything that I post, they'll message me and when are you coming over here and how can we get you over here? And I always tell them you got to request us. So yeah, we've gotten
Mhm.
people from Crystal City that have messaged me and they want me to go over there. So I always tell them call
Yes.
the radio stations, tell the venues, tell the
Yes.
wherever you see live music, let them know. And from our part, we'll do our part. We'll call. It's not a guarantee, but we'll do our part.
Yes, yes, to our local areas like Code 3, Carrizo, the Kickapoo Casino. I know I have some of my friends that work there.
Yeah,
Reach out to them. I'm pretty sure they would love to be out there. To our the real friends out there, event coordinators out there. I mean, the Cotula city limits out there, Dili, Pearsall, Ovalde. I mean, all these areas always have these groups go out there. Hey, there's another woman out there. There's another conjunto and that is willing to come out here. Just reach out. Y'all can work something out and try to bring them in the area. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, they keep bringing the same people." Well, they bring the same people because you don't ask. You
yeah.
don't
People need to
request.
ask. They need to say, and we always make it work. We always try to negotiate because we just love what we do, and our goal is just to take the music out there. So we are always open for negotiation, and my husband's very good at that. Javier is very good at that. So I'm really not, but
Well, I
but
want to say saludos to Javier.
I'll own the stage. I'm just not good at negotiation.
But yes, I want to say saludos to Javier, to all your band. Saludos to the guys.
To the
Um,
guys.
yes, and to
You're
you, Miss
listening
Cindy.
to Coco, to Fonz, to Vince, to Javi, to my husband Omar, and the trabaje, trabaje.
So yes, to everybody out there, saludos. Miss Cindy, any last words to the fans that are watching you right now and everybody that's
Thank yourself, Kelly, and Joe and Sirius Tejano. We did a great interview when we saw you in San Antonio. So thank you for this opportunity. I want to thank you for also playing the music, my music, because I know you had been listening to it
Mhm.
and you had it on rotation. So thank you so much for that opportunity you're giving us. Thank you for this opportunity for having us do this interview. We do
Mhm.
really appreciate it. And if you all ever need anything here in Laredo, aquí estamos.
Yes, yes. Hey, I always want to go to that festival they have out there. And nunca se me hace. I know
The
Z93
Jalapeno
is the one
Festival.
that does it. Mande?
Uh-huh. The
Yeah,
Jalapeno Festival.
yes, the jalapeno one. I know a lot of my friends always go porque siempre traen a duelo.
Yes,
So,
always, always.
yes, it's like Signo and Victoria. It's duelo like in Laredo, right?
Always. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
since we talked the base on Laredo, how orgulloso do you feel knowing that Pita Studio is also from that area?
Oh, wow. I really had never met him, but I know he's from here. And
Mhm.
I think I saw him one time at HEB, but that was a long time ago. But yeah, it's really nice. Him and Joe.
Oh,
Joe,
nice.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
So,
And I do have friends out there in Laredo. She's also a teacher. Her name's Aide Rodriguez, to the Rodriguez family out there. I know
okay.
she's a
Saludos.
yes, she's a basketball coach, and her husband's a border patrol agent and stuff like that. So I know some people out there, and well, because I used to play sports back in the day, and I
Okay.
spend my time in Laredo playing softball, so that's how I know a lot of these people in the areas. But because of that of sports, because they would say I was like really really good.
Oh,
So
that's
uh,
good.
yeah, so I know a
Everybody
lot.
from
Yes, and I don't know if she teaches in Nixon or Alexander, one of them.
here.
Um, yeah, and I mean, I have other friends out there también. I just can't they can't come to mind right now. But great. I mean, I love Laredo. Laredo has changed so much
It
from
has.
the
It's growing. Shout out to my parents, my family también that always are on every our interview that I do. I stand escuchando and always supporting. Love you
Yes,
guys.
qué bonito to the Ramos and to your
Yes,
family,
to the
out
Ramos family.
there. Saludos, you raise a great woman, very respectful
Oh, thank
woman.
you.
So yes, it's always good to have the family support and your local
Yes,
people, because without them, if you can't satisfy them, will you think you'll make it? Even though sometimes you feel like, oh, your town really doesn't support you, but in reality, down there, the like
they
company,
do.
you being at these awards show and you saying, oh, you were from Laredo, they're like, oh yeah, está bien orgullosa. They love that. They love that you always orgulloso from where you're from, and
Yes, yes.
keep doing that. Showing the
Thank
support like
you.
that, and you're going places, and I, don't always don't be a como dijimos, don't be a stranger.
Oh, of course not. No, no, no. Thank you all so much. We hope to see you in November. We hope
Yes,
to see you
please.
out there, and we
October, November, yes.
yeah, we hope to see you all out there. We hope to, maybe other venues would also give us the opportunity. So, yeah, and if not, we'll always be at these other festivals all around Texas. Ahí andamos, donde sea que nos
Yeah.
hablan, ahí andamos. And we're going to be doing some amazing festivals in October, November, September, also around Texas. So maybe you can see us around there also.
Yes, and I know we do have some people that watch us out there from the Mexican festival in Wisconsin.
Oh,
You guys,
yeah, yeah.
hey, try to reach out. I mean, I'm telling you, great, great artists. Miss Cindy, I thank you so much for doing this with us tonight.
You.
I can't wait to have you back in our show. I wish you all the best. Que sigas, que Dios siempre te bendiga. And like I said, you always have a friend here with us at Serious
Thank,
Capital.
thank you so much. We'll
Yes,
see you very soon.
yes, definitely. Again, guys, I want to say thank you, Miss Cindy Ramos, to everybody that watched us, para todos que están escuchando, están viendo. Thank you so much. Sin ustedes no somos nada. Again, thank you so much to our fans, to our people, to our artists, to our promoters, to the radio people, the other radio people. Aquí es puro amor, no hay envidia. And again, we love you guys, and I wish you the best of luck. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you again next week. Don't
Goodbye.
forget, our girl Mary has an interview tomorrow, so check that out. Bye. Good night.
Bye.
See you later.